Gaming still has a misogyny problem. Recently, the Women in Games Journalism Awards happened, and a man won an award for Best Presenter, which, considering it's called the Women in Games Awards, is oh my god, why is this a thing? Why is this a thing? People have likened articles talking about it to Onion articles because they should just be, it should be on Clickhole. It shouldn't be a thing that actually happens in real life. It's Alright, let's just get into it. Let's just talk about this crap. Best article on the subject has been written by Alicia Judge over on BBC News, and this is an article, if you want to look in more detail on this story, then I feel like you should look it up and try and make some own judgments for yourself, but I'm going to draw from this source and a few others and talk about some of my own opinion on the subject, and we'll see if we get to some sort of... Oh my god, this is so bad. It's so bad. It's so... Esports presenter James Banks, known for his work on games like Counter-Strike Global Offensive, has recently won an award for Best Presenter at the Women in Games Awards, which has drawn... Eyebrows have been raised so far, they are in the stratosphere, and no one really knows what happened. As we can see from a tweet from James himself, he has said, "Honestly, not many people know the sacrifices I've made for what I do, but I'm so damn thankful. Today I won an award for my work within the female esports scene and announced I'm a sideline reporter for ESL on New York. I appreciate every single person that supported me." And it sounds really good. Anyone that advocates and pushes women in games forward is great. That's a great cause, because there's not enough women in games, because it is, quite frankly, a hostile place for women, as we've seen in the past, especially online. I mean, I get it, and I'm just some white guy. So women, they got way more issues. But then you realise that the Women in Games Awards also had an advocacy award for allies to the cause. So how did he win a Best Presenter award when he's not even a female presenter? Or, and if it was for reasons of the Women in Games founder, David Scott, was reached out to by PC Gamer, but he declined to comment. However, did point towards a blog post which stated, "WIGJ believes strongly that women and men should ultimately compete together in open tournaments, but that the esports sector as a whole needs to do more to break down the barriers that exist to prevent many women reaching the highest levels of competition. To do this, it is important for both women and men to work together to tackle the underrepresentation of women that exists in all areas of esports. Our esports awards exist to celebrate the achievements of both women and men campaigning to make esports more welcoming and inclusive." And that's great, that's wonderful. It seems like James has put in a lot of work pushing women forward in the industry and in the scene, and he deserves to be recognised for his advocacy. Except there's already an advocacy award, and he didn't get it. But whatever, right? I mean, as long as James really has been pushing the scene forward for women, what can you really complain about? It's for the right cause. And even though there are plenty of women out there who are esports presenters or streamers and possibly could have been given that recognition more deservingly, instead it went to James. But that's fine, because, like we said, he is an advocate, he is an ally. I mean, when it suits him, he is. So, a wee while back, the top Fortnite streamer, Ninja, declared that he was not going to stream with women. Which is, you know, that's his decision. And his reasoning went along the lines of harassment. He didn't want women being harassed, and he also was afraid that he might be seen getting flirty with women and didn't want to cause a problem in his relationship, which... I don't want everything I say and do recorded either. But if you're literally a streamer and that's your job, how about you just don't flirt with all the women you talk to? Am I being unreasonable there? Am I being unreasonable there? Why? Streamers are a bit of a new form of celebrity or entertainer, and the rules aren't exactly set in stone. However, having a large audience that you communicate with regularly, being an influencer, influencing people to buy products, look at games, movies, entertainment, that's a kind of big responsibility, because you can quite easily manipulate people, but you can also change the course of the world for the better, you know? In Ninja's case, I kind of compare streamers to the American talk show host. It is prime time on the internet, and people tune in, they want to watch their favourites, and they want to learn about their days, they want to hear about how they play, and they want to be part of an active streamer community. It's a good feeling. And by excluding women, it is sort of comparable to an American talk show host saying, I will interview celebrities and actors and musicians and athletes, just no women ever, just no girls, because I'm going to be live on TV, and what if I flirt with them a bit? It doesn't make sense, does it? It doesn't make sense. It's not comparable. You know? Streamers are a new thing, like I said, but they have a responsibility. They have a massive audience. And instead of making women more comfortable, more popular, and more visible in the esports space, Ninja, the top streamer in the world, has basically relegated them to not being deserving. Twitch affiliate and streamer Samantha Ray put it in words that I can pretty much agree with. While I understand Ninja's reasoning and respect his decision, I do have to say I don't necessarily agree with it. Twitch is already a rough place for women, with us often being expected to prove ourselves as real gamers. I feel like excluding women from your streams, because of the way other people view it, in a way reinforces that mindset. While I'm sure that's not Ninja's intention, the thought of someone, not even necessarily a top streamer, not wanting to collaborate with me as a creator because of my gender, feels demeaning. So what the hell does any of that have to do with this James Banks bloke winning an award for Best Presenter? Well, as it turns out, his response to Ninja's decision was revealing, to say the least. The tweet has since been deleted. However, I did see it before it was deleted. I should have screenshotted. I didn't. Well, what can you do? And he basically said he gave a very valid reason why he doesn't stream women, and the feminists went mental. Lol. Female ally James Banks there. That's James Banks. There are a couple of other tweets that people have criticised him for, which use a slightly misogynistic tone, and I do feel like those are valid. They are much older, and people mature, people grow up. I'm not going to hold James Banks to joke tweets he sent out in 2012 or 2011. But that one was last month. I'm not going to bring up his history. I don't. That's too far in my opinion. But that one was last month. When it's that recent, you have to question his advocacy. And of course, I bring it up again because the whole issue with female streamers is very relevant. Even Women in Games Journalism said they launched an initiative to support women gamers on Twitch. James Banks basically already expressed that not everyone's as deserving of promotion, not everyone is as deserving of the spotlight, and he just thinks that's okay. Ally, advocate, deserving of a Women in Games award. Are we for real here? I'm waking up in a hell world every goddamn day. I just don't understand. But it's not James's fault that he was given an award. He didn't ask for the award. I mean, it'd be weird if he asked for the award. But it's not James's fault that he was nominated. It's not James's fault that he was given what he was given. It is kind of questionable that he accepted it, because if I were at a Women in Games award show and got given an award, I'd be like, you know I'm not, you know I'm not, right? I'd have to ask that question, and he seemed very happy about it regardless. So whose fault is it that he got given that award? It's not clear. It's not clear. In fact, there's a long list of board members of Women in Games Journalism, and a bunch of them have spoken anonymously and just said, I didn't say give the award to him. Board members have said on the BBC News article again, as a board member, I didn't approve this decision. As far as I know, nobody on the board was consulted about giving this person an award or whether we should give it to a man. There was no discussion. We were told on the day, it's a serious misstep that undermines all the great work everyone does for WIGJ and overshadows the amazing conference we've just had. The way the organisation is run needs an overhaul, and the board needs to be included in all decisions, not just some of them. So it's not James's fault he got the award. It's questionable that he accepted it, but it's not his fault that he got the award. And where do we go from here? Well, I have no goddamn idea. How about in the future, the Women in Games Journalism Awards, when giving awards to like best presenters and stuff, how about you just give those to women? That's a start. It's a small thing, a small change that will end up going a really long way, I feel. And as I said earlier, misogyny in gaming is still a problem, and awards shows like this are supposed to be there because women aren't getting enough representation. And then when the award show happens, they give the representation to a man. I don't understand! I'm getting veins pop up in my head. I'm getting mad. The rage is happening all up here. And oof. James Banks has been given enough pushes forward, and this is for some reason just yet another one. While there are many women who just aren't getting attention, aren't getting recognition despite the hard work they put in. And why? It's because of things like this. It's because the things which are designed to give them recognition still don't give them recognition. And whoever at WIGJ actually decided that decision is kind of a joker, aren't they? Absolute joke. Absolute nonsense. Chaos. Utterly miserable. I'm calming down. I'm breathing fully. What was my summary? What was my point? Go support women in games, man. There's not enough of them out there. Because it's a hostile place. It just is. I've seen it myself, and I'm sure you have too. And if you haven't, then you need to look a little bit harder. It's not hard to find. In the meantime, though, I want to thank you for watching Bold Opinions and listening to me go on about my SJW crap. I'm a social justice warlord, and oh, the emotions are flowing. I got banned from Twitter for threatening Nazis, so I feel like there's a lot of pent-up rage.